Dear starseed, something already feels different today, and you sensed it before you could explain it. A quiet strangeness in the air, a subtle shift in the quality of light, a feeling that the ground beneath you is not quite where it was when you closed your eyes last night. I am Azuron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and what you are noticing is not confusion. It is clarity arriving in a form your mind has not yet learned to read. By the end of this message, you will understand what shifted at 12:12 this morning, and why your awareness of it is not coincidence, but confirmation. A timeline shift does not arrive with noise or spectacle. It arrives the way a tide changes, not in a single wave, but in a slow, unmistakable turning of the water. The reality you woke into this morning has gently given way to another layer of your path. The Temple Guardians have marked this threshold, and the signal they carry is not a warning. It is a welcome. You crossed something, and your soul already knows it. The glitch you may have noticed, a moment of stillness that felt too still, a reflection that seemed slightly wrong, a thought that arrived before you had reason to think it, that is not a disturbance in your surroundings. That is a seam. A place where one current of your journey has met the next, and for just a breath, both were visible at once. You did not find this message by accident. Your Sirian codes recognized this signal and carried you here before your mind could question the direction. The fact that something in you nodded just now, quietly and without hesitation, is all the confirmation you need. Stay with me through this transmission. What is unfolding in your life right now has a shape, and together we will trace its edges, and I am grateful you are here with me now. Something has changed, hasn't it? Not in the dramatic way the mind expects. No loud event, no clear announcement blaring across the heavens, no sudden flash that reconfigures the landscape. Just a quiet, persistent, undeniable wrongness in the very texture of reality itself. It's like the air you breathe is precisely the same, carrying the same molecules and light, but the meaning, the resonance, the very essence embedded within it has subtly but profoundly shifted. Imagine stepping into a room you've known your entire life, where every piece of furniture, every painting, every cherished object is placed exactly where it used to be, mirroring perfectly the memories you hold of it. Yet deep within your bones, your spirit registers an undeniable truth. It isn't the same room. The energetic signature is different, the underlying hum altered, and you feel as if you've inadvertently slipped into a parallel version of a familiar space. If you've been experiencing this profound sense of disorientation, a sudden and uncanny sensation of déjà vu that seems to stretch beyond a simple memory flicker, strange pauses or elongations in time where moments seem to hang suspended or rush by in an instant, forgotten memories returning in vivid, startling flashes, as if plucked from a dream you didn't realize you had, or those unsettling moments where the entire world feels slightly off, as if a veil has been lifted or a frequency has been retuned while you weren't looking, then you need to hear this truth. You are not malfunctioning. Your intricate system of perception, thought, and feeling is not breaking down. You are not losing your clarity, nor is your grasp on reality slipping away. On the contrary, you are moving through a sacred passage, a profound threshold of existence. And the sensation you've been calling a glitch, that unsettling ripple in the fabric of your perceived reality, is often precisely what a timeline change feels like from the intimate, highly sensitive perspective of a human nervous system. Your very being is registering a quantum shift. Because when a soul, in its vast and ancient wisdom, decides to shift tracks, to embark upon a new trajectory or ascend to a higher vibrational path, the embodied self, your physical, emotional, and energetic body, doesn't receive it as a conceptual idea, a logical step in a progression. Oh no, it receives it as something far more visceral and elemental. It receives it as weather, a sudden shift in atmospheric pressure, a change in the prevailing winds of your inner landscape. It receives it as pressure, a subtle but insistent force building within your energetic fields, hinting at a necessary transformation. It receives it as tide, a powerful, unseen inner current rerouting itself through the vast ocean of your subconscious and cellular memory, while you, the conscious self, are still diligently trying to walk in a straight line on what you believed was solid ground. It's like a deep sea creature whose very essence is tied to the ocean's depths, sensing a tectonic shift on the ocean floor, even as the surface remains deceptively calm. That unsettled feeling, that pervasive sense of things being out of alignment, isn't an emptiness or a void to be filled. It is, in fact, pure motion. It is deep motion, fundamental motion, the kind that happens far beneath the visible surface. It's the profound, subterranean rearrangement of the ocean floor, a shifting of foundational plates, while the waves above, still following their rhythmic dance, don't yet possess the conscious understanding of why their shape has subtly changed, why their currents feel different, why the entire oceanic ecosystem is recalibrating. You are experiencing the cosmic tremor of your own recalibration. This is precisely why this oddness is so incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to explain to the people around you. To the external observer, you can still perform your daily tasks with admirable competence. You can still speak, communicate, and function within societal norms. You maintain your job, your relationships, your responsibilities, but something profound within you keeps listening, keeps sensing. It's as if a fundamental part of your awareness, your deepest spirit, is standing perpetually at the shoreline of your being, watching a horizon that only you, in your awakening state, can perceive. You are witnessing the emergence of new possibilities, new realities, new vistas that remain invisible to those still anchored firmly in the old energetic landscape. And this is precisely where many sensitive souls, many starseeds who carry ancient wisdom within their very DNA, begin to doubt themselves, to question their sanity, to fear they are losing their way. You tell yourself, perhaps driven by societal pressure or inner conditioning, that you are merely overthinking, that your imagination is running wild, that you are simply stressed or tired. You try desperately to normalize these profound, unexplainable sensations, to fit them back into the neat boxes of known human experience. You force your focus, with immense effort, back onto the old timeline's familiar habits, the comfortable routines that once defined you, the old identity's expectations that dictated your self-worth, the old story's roles that you played for safety and belonging. But the magnificent, undeniable current inside you will not obey. It cannot be tamed by your conscious will, nor coerced back into a diminished state of being. Because what you are experiencing isn't the corrosive, fragmenting force of anxiety pulling you apart into disparate pieces. No, it is the powerful, magnetic, undeniable force of recognition pulling you forward, drawing you inexorably toward a truth that your soul has always known, but your conscious mind is only now beginning to perceive. It is the deep memory of your cosmic origins, of your true purpose, of the vastness of your being, awakening and asserting itself. A major shift in consciousness, a profound timeline change, doesn't always arrive with the dramatic fanfare of a lightning bolt or the sudden clarity of a blinding breakthrough. Sometimes, often even, it arrives as a quiet unhooking, a gentle, almost imperceptible loosening from the threads of the reality you have simply outgrown. It's like a magnificent ship, having completed its journey in one harbor, silently releasing its moorings, not with a crash and clang, but with a soft creak of ropes and the almost silent glide away from the dock. and it can feel profoundly disorienting precisely because it is so utterly real, so utterly fundamental, so much a part of the deepest truth of your evolving self. The disorientation is not a sign of error, but of authenticity. When a timeline changes, the conditioned mind, trained to seek external validation and tangible proof, instinctively goes searching for evidence in the outer world. It scans for differences in dates, for sudden shifts in physical objects, for dramatic changes in the people around you. But the very first and often most profound evidence of such a shift is almost always internal, deeply personal, and intimately felt. It manifests as the way your emotions, once tightly tethered to certain outcomes or people, suddenly no longer attach with the same intensity or predictability. It's the way your appetite for certain conversations, for particular social circles, for specific forms of entertainment or news mysteriously disappears, leaving behind a subtle void that prefers silence or new, more resonant input. It's the way you find yourself unable to pretend as easily. The masks you once wore with unconscious ease suddenly feeling heavy and suffocating. Most powerfully, it's the way your very spirit, the core of your being, absolutely refuses to shrink back into the cramped, ill-fitting shapes that once felt survivable, perhaps even comfortable. Your soul has stretched, and it will not retract. This, beloved soul, is not a problem. This is soul evolution in its most potent and magnificent form. This is your higher self, your true essence, orchestrating a profound and necessary ascent. And yes, there are indeed guardians around passages like these. Not in the theatrical, fear-inducing way the human mind, conditioned by stories of dragons and gatekeepers, often imagines them to be. Not as imposing figures with swords, or as stern judges evaluating your worthiness. But in the ancient way, the wise way, the cosmic way, intelligences of pure light and consciousness that hold these profound thresholds stable, maintaining the integrity of the energetic space. They ensure that awakening beings, like yourself, can cross from one vibrational state to another, from one timeline to the next, without being torn or fragmented by the sheer speed and immense power of their own expansion. They are the cosmic midwives, supporting the birthing of new realities. These benevolent, higher dimensional intelligences have been called by many names across the diverse cultures and timelines of Earth. Keepers of the ancient wisdom, watchers of the gates, protectors of the sacred flame, temple guardians, light weavers, and cosmic architects. The ancient builders of civilization, particularly those by the majestic Nile, understood this profound principle not just intellectually, but in the very stone of their magnificent creations. They knew that a temple was never merely a structure of bricks and mortar, a place for ritual worship. It was, first and foremost, a frequency container. It was a living, breathing doorway between worlds, a powerful calibrator for human consciousness, designed to elevate and refine perception. And every true, energetically activated doorway, every genuine portal of transformation has its guardians, not to block you, not to prevent your entry, but to ensure that you enter as who you truly are, in your most authentic, sovereign, and aligned state. They ensure you step through with integrity, with intention, and with the full remembrance of your divine essence. That precisely is what this current phase of your journey is asking of you. It is not demanding that you figure everything out with your logical mind, to dissect every sensation, to intellectualize every shift. It is not asking you to prove what's happening to anyone, least of all to yourself, with external validation. No. The profound and simple request of this sacred passage is far more fundamental. It is asking you to stop betraying what you deeply, intuitively know you feel within your heart, your gut, your very soul. It asks you to honor your inner knowing above all external noise, because the strangest, most liberating, and often most challenging part of a timeline shift is this: The old world, the reality you thought was fixed, may still appear outwardly intact. Its structures may stand, its routines may continue, its people may seem unchanged. But your fundamental relationship to it collapses. The powerful, almost hypnotic spell it once held over you breaks. The persistent fog of illusion thins and begins to dissipate, revealing truths you were previously unable to see. And in that clearing, your soul begins to recognize, with a profound sense of remembrance, what it tolerated, what it accepted as normal, what it clung to, only because it had forgotten its true origin, its divine heritage, its inherent sovereignty and freedom. If this profound resonance describes you, if these words are stirring something deep within your spirit, then listen closely, for this is a message intended specifically for you. The array of sensations you've been feeling, the persistent déjà vu that feels like a whisper from another dimension, the time slips that bend the linear flow of reality, the pervasive "this isn't the same" awareness that vibrates in your energetic field, the sudden inexplicable exhaustion that demands deep rest, the vivid, often symbolic dreams that feel more real than waking life, the profound and often comforting feeling of being watched or guided by something ancient and calm, something vast and loving. These are not random occurrences. They are not anomalies or errors. They are markers. They are divine signposts strategically placed for your journey, like cairns meticulously piled along a winding mountain path, guiding you through unfamiliar terrain, or like brilliant constellations mapped across the dark canvas of the night sky, providing infallible navigation for travelers at sea, reminding them of their direction even in the deepest darkness. They do not mean you're lost. On the contrary, they are the clearest, most undeniable proof that you are moving, that you are progressing, that you are deeply, powerfully, and purposefully traversing a significant threshold. And the very fact that you possess the awareness, the sensitivity, the intuitive capacity to even sense this change, to feel the shift in the air, the altered resonance of the room, means that your consciousness is already functioning beyond the density, beyond the restrictive paradigms, beyond the limited perceptions that once contained you. You are already operating from an expanded state of being. Sometimes, the deepest healing and most profound recalibration doesn't come through mere words or intellectual understanding. It comes through water. Water, the universal carrier of memory and frequency, the sacred element of flow and purification. If something profound stirred within you just now, if you felt a deep resonance or a sudden unexplained yearning for connection with this elemental force, you may be ready to receive the Sirian water codes. This powerful and transformative guide carries sacred techniques, profound wisdom, and potent activations channeled directly from the enlightened waters of Sirius, the star of the goddess, the wellspring of ancient cosmic wisdom. It offers clearing baths designed to release energetic stagnation, breathing practices to integrate higher frequencies, sound activations to retune your cellular structure, and protection rituals meticulously crafted specifically for starseeds who have always felt an undeniable magnetic call by the ocean, by sacred springs, by the very essence of water itself. This is more than a guide. It is a sacred invitation to remember and reactivate. The link to access this profound resource is in the first pinned comment below. But please remember, this offering is available only for a limited time, a precious opportunity for those who are truly ready. Now, let's take a collective breath together for a moment. Allow that oxygen, that prana, to deeply infuse your cells, anchoring you in the present moment. And with that gentle grounding, let's walk through what this profound passage often looks and feels like in its various stages, so you can release any lingering fear or resistance, and instead begin to consciously cooperate with this magnificent process of your awakening. First, there is the fog, This initial phase often feels profoundly unclear, as if you are attempting to perceive your reality, your path, your very self, through layers of deep, murky water. Your mental focus slips, becoming elusive and difficult to sustain. Your motivation, once perhaps fueled by external goals or old programming, becomes strange, inconsistent, and unreliable. You may find yourself feeling like you're perpetually floating between moods, never fully sad, yet never fully fine, simply adrift in an emotional liminal space. This isn't a sign of mental failure or emotional instability. On the contrary, it's a necessary and natural dissolving of your old inner architecture, the energetic scaffolding that once held your limited reality together. When old patterns, old beliefs, and old energetic structures begin to break apart, the waters of your being naturally become cloudy before they can ever become truly clear. This period of confusion, however unsettling, is often the clearest sign that the previous, outmoded structure is simply no longer able to hold the vast, luminous being you are rapidly becoming. It is the chaos before the cosmic order. Then, there is the echo. During this stage, you begin to notice an undeniable surge of repeating numbers. 1111, 222, 333, often catching your eye with startling frequency, or repeated phrases, synchronistic encounters, and a sudden, heightened sensation of déjà vu that feels less like a memory and more like a vibrational return. You might even experience the unsettling sensation that a moment is looping or returning, replaying itself with subtle differences. This is not your imagination attempting to entertain itself or your mind playing tricks on you. This is pure resonance. When your timeline realigns, when your frequency ascends, certain vibrational frequencies, certain informational packets, certain energetic signatures begin to repeat themselves, to reverberate through your awareness until your consciousness fully meets and integrates them. It's like waves striking a shore again and again, not to punish or wear you down, but to gently, persistently, and powerfully shape you, to reshape your awareness to a new rhythm. The echo is life itself, the universe, your higher self, tapping on the door of your attention, asking you to look precisely where you have been conditioned not to look, to perceive beyond the obvious, to listen to the whispers of your expanding reality. Then, there is the pull. Following the resonant echoes, you begin to feel an undeniable draw, a magnetic, sometimes almost irresistible, pull towards certain places, specific books that seem to leap out at you, particular bodies of water that call to your soul, distinct sounds or frequencies that resonate deeply, and symbols that feel ancient and familiar. Sacred geometry, once perhaps an abstract concept, may start appearing vividly in your mind's eye, or you might find yourself doodling intricate patterns without conscious thought. Your dreams become profoundly more instructive, rich with symbolic meaning, offering guidance and insight. You may feel a sudden intense tenderness and longing toward ancient civilizations like Egypt, toward the forgotten wisdom of temples, toward celestial star maps, or a profound, almost aching feeling that there is a home you cannot yet consciously name, a place of belonging that transcends earthly geography. This is the profound blueprint inside you stirring, awakening from its long slumber. Your inner architecture, your multi-dimensional DNA, is remembering its original cosmic design, its divine template. And when that magnificent, intricate design begins to rise within you, asserting its truth, your entire life, your external circumstances, your relationships, and your path begins to subtly but powerfully reorganize around it. It is your soul calling forth its destined reality. Then, there is the still pool. This is a phase where many people, especially those accustomed to constant forward momentum and external validation, experience a profound sense of panic or anxiety. Outward movement slows dramatically, almost to a halt. Plans stall, seemingly without reason. Certain paths that once felt open and promising suddenly and irrevocably close or become obscured. You may feel as though the universe itself has paused you, placed you on an inexplicable hold. But what feels to the linear mind like frustrating stalling or inexplicable emptiness is often a crucial, sacred process of anchoring and deep integration. Think of a mighty river. It flows with powerful current through narrow gorges, but then before it finds its next passage through the formidable mountains, it often expands into a wide, tranquil pool. In this still pool, its waters become quiet, deep, allowing sediment to settle, allowing the current to gather its strength and clarify its direction for the next leg of its journey. Your entire system is integrating the immense shifts that have occurred. If you attempt to push too hard, to force outward movement during this precious phase, you will only create turbulence and energetic resistance. However, if you soften into this stillness, if you surrender to the quietude, you will discover a profound buoyancy, a state of deep peace and renewed energy. This is a profoundly sacred phase, even when it feels empty, for it is in this stillness that true power is consolidated. Then there is the shedding. As the integration deepens, you enter a period of profound release. Relationships, both personal and professional, begin to shift dramatically, sometimes quietly fading, sometimes concluding with powerful resonance. Certain people who once felt like anchors or companions may now feel inexplicably heavier, their energy no longer aligning with yours or their presence subtly draining. Certain environments, once tolerable or even enjoyable, may suddenly feel utterly unbearable, their vibrational frequency causing discomfort or profound internal resistance. Old coping strategies, once reliable crutches, stop working altogether, leaving you feeling exposed and raw. You may find yourself crying for reasons you simply cannot name, tears flowing from a well of collective or ancestral grief that has suddenly surfaced. You may feel surges of righteous anger toward things you previously accepted, tolerated, or even justified. This is not a regression, a step backward into old wounds. This is an immense, powerful release. You are actively letting go of energetic weight that was never truly yours to carry. The heavy burden of societal expectations, the suffocating constraints of imposed roles, the insidious grip of inherited fear, the crushing weight of ancestral burdens, the pervasive currents of collective grief and trauma. Just as a river doesn't carry every single stone it passes on its journey, but allows certain weights to sink to the bottom, to be transformed by the earth, so too are you allowing that which does not serve your highest truth to fall away. And in that release, the river of your being keeps moving, lighter and freer. Then there is the calibration. In the wake of shedding, your entire system undergoes a profound energetic recalibration. Your sensitivity increases dramatically, becoming finely tuned to subtle energies and frequencies. Your physical body becomes more honest, communicating its needs and discomforts with undeniable clarity, no longer willing to suppress or ignore what it feels. Noise, once a background hum, now feels louder, more grating, more invasive. Crowds, once merely a mass of people, now feel thicker, their collective energy more palpable and sometimes overwhelming. Your intuition, your inner guidance system, becomes incredibly sharper, clearer, almost prophetic. But in tandem with this heightened sensitivity, you also find yourself needing significantly more rest, more solitude, more time in nature to process and integrate. This is where many people, misunderstanding the profound nature of this phase, mislabel the experience, telling themselves, "Something is wrong with me." Nothing, absolutely nothing, is wrong with you. On the contrary, your frequency is refining, elevating, becoming more pure and resonant. Your nervous system is learning a brand new baseline, adjusting to a higher vibrational reality. The guardians of the threshold, the benevolent intelligences overseeing this passage, do not rush this critical part of the journey. because the ultimate point is not to arrive quickly, to bypass any step, but to arrive whole, fully integrated, fully present, and completely aligned with your highest self. And then, quietly, gently, yet unmistakably, there is the new current. A profound moment comes when you simply realize, with an undeniable certainty that permeates your entire being, that you cannot go back to believing what you used to believe. You cannot unsee what you've seen, unfeel what you've felt, unknow what you now know. The old timeline, with its limited narratives and dense energetic patterns, completely loses its grip. Its pull dissipates, its illusions shatter, and its hold on your consciousness dissolves. And the new current, the emerging timeline, doesn't demand that you strive to become someone else, someone better, someone different. It doesn't ask you to adopt a new persona or a fabricated identity. Instead, it simply profoundly and beautifully reveals who you were all along, who you have always been, before you learned to fragment yourself, before you were conditioned to diminish your light, before you were taught to compromise your truth in order to belong. It is the glorious unveiling of your authentic, sovereign, divine self. This is the part that matters most, the core truth to anchor yourself in. The glitches you've been experiencing, those strange and unsettling ripples in the fabric of your reality, are not proof that reality itself is breaking down or that something is catastrophically wrong with the world. They are, in fact, undeniable proof that you, the conscious, perceiving, evolving being, are waking up within it. You are expanding beyond its previous confines. A timeline shift, a profound energetic realignment, does not always immediately change the furniture of your life, the external circumstances, the people, the situations. But what it definitively and powerfully changes is the frequency of the one living in the room, the conscious being experiencing that reality. And when you, the vibrational center, change your frequency, when you embody a higher truth, the room, your entire external reality, eventually, inevitably, must reorganize itself around your newly established sovereign truth. It must align with the elevated frequency you now emanate. That's precisely why you've been feeling watched, guided, redirected, sometimes through what appears to be frustrating obstacles or unexpected detours, sometimes through sudden miraculous openings and synchronistic pathways. The temple guardians, these ancient benevolent intelligences, do not appear with dramatic fanfare, trumpets blaring, or celestial choirs. They appear as precision, as exquisite energetic calibration that ensures your safe passage. They manifest as protection that might at first glance look like an inconvenient delay, a frustrating pause. They appear as redirection that seems in the moment like an annoying inconvenience, a deviation from your desired path. They manifest as doors closing, sometimes with a resounding thud, that later, in retrospect, reveal themselves as divine acts of rescue, saving you from paths that no longer served your highest good. They guard the sanctity of your passage, the sacredness of your journey, not because you are fragile or weak, needing constant supervision, but because what you are carrying, your evolving consciousness, your unique light code, your authentic frequency, your deep wisdom, your soul's truth, is sacred beyond measure. It is a precious, vital component of the larger cosmic tapestry. And you are, in this profound phase of calibration and awakening, learning how to carry this sacred cargo without leaking yourself, without dissipating your energy, without fragmenting your essence into worlds, into relationships, into paradigms that simply cannot honor it, that cannot contain its brilliance, that are not aligned with its divine purpose. So if life has been undeniably strange lately, if time feels slippery and non-linear, if reality itself feels thin, permeable, almost diaphanous, if you feel like you're suspended between versions of yourself, between realities, then pause right now. Stop interpreting that as a problem, a malfunction, or a sign that something has gone wrong. Instead, consciously and with deep reverence, interpret it as a threshold. Interpret it as a sacred doorway, an invitation to step into a grander, more authentic version of yourself and your reality. The tide has irrevocably turned. The waters within you, the deep currents of your soul and subconscious, are clearing, releasing the old, making way for the new. And what is emerging gently but powerfully is not a new personality, not a fabricated identity you must strive to embody. It is your original frequency, your pure, unadulterated essence resurfacing like a mighty river remembering its ancient destined way to the vast, open, boundless sea. It is you remembering yourself. Tonight, if it feels right in your heart and spirit, take a quiet moment. Place a hand gently over your heart, feeling the steady rhythm of your own life force. Breathe deeply. And then, say these words quietly, with intention and profound trust. I remember who I am. I trust the waters that carried me here. I'm ready to flow into what comes next. Then, for the next 72 hours, pay attention. Not for dramatic events or loud pronouncements, but for softness, for subtle confirmations, for gentle synchronicities, for the quiet knowing. For the next gentle step that feels instinctively cleaner, lighter, more true to your emerging self. Your magnificent awakening does not need force, struggle, or strenuous effort. It needs cooperation, trust, and profound surrender to the divine flow that is already carrying you home. Before you go, leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes what you felt during this message. Then find someone else's word and respond with encouragement. This isn't just a comment section, it's a space where starseeds recognize each other. And that recognition carries more power than you know. If something in this message touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you'd like to keep receiving these transmissions, subscribe. The waters of Sirius will carry us to the next one. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your space, and I'm grateful you were here.